How's it going, everybody? I want to do a little video on my smoker here. I've seen other videos about this particular smoker on YouTube, so I figure I might as well show everybody what I did to mine. Bought this at a yard sale 8-9 years ago, $10, and first time I tried it was a real just disappointment. Didn't keep the right temperature. The coals basically ashed over, smothered out, so I never got complete burn on the coals. Then after watching a couple YouTube videos, I decided to go ahead and modify mine. So let me show you some things I did. These feet are on the outside because that's where I put them. They used to be on the inside, which held your coal pan, and so I think this was a really good thing to do, is put these feet out. So that way when I change your coals and put fresh coals in, you just literally lift this whole container off your charcoal pan and put the coals in there and put this back in, whereas before you couldn't do that. Before you'd had to take everything out of here and basically take your meat out, your racks out, your water pan out, add the coals to there. What a pain in the butt. If you tried adding the coals through here, then you had to toss them in there, which is another pain in the butt. So putting these legs on the outside really helped. Makes a huge difference. The other thing I did was I modified my top here and added this temperature gauge, because this one right here, really ideal. Who knows what temperature that is? So I went ahead and modified mine right here and put it right next to this gauge. I've seen videos where people put their gauge up here. I'm not sure why they do that. I mean, I'm more concerned with what the temperature is right here, where basically my meat is at, and not so much at the top. So unless somebody could tell me why they put it up there, I'm just confused. I've seen other videos where I've seen temperature gauges installed right here, but I may do that later. I'm not sure. I've never really cooked anything down here, so I'm not too worried about the temperature down there. Here's my water tray. Kept it the same, didn't modify it. Nothing, no big deal there. And here's my coal pan. So what I did here was I bought this grate here from Home Depot, just a little cheapie, sacrificial one. I drilled in some screws right here to my coal pan so I can keep my coals off the bottom where they were just getting ashed over, smothering out. I put that on there, so now the ash has somewhere to go. I did not put any air holes in this because it didn't really seem to need it. I think there's enough air getting in through here, through the sides, so I didn't have to put the additional holes in here. And I get a complete burn out of my coals, no problem. This thing holds temperature really nicely. I could get maybe 4 hours out of a set of coals, so no big deal. What else? I've seen videos where people have put air dampeners in these things. I'm not going to do it only because by the time you put your lid on here, you basically have this huge gap right here that's going to allow plenty of air in there. As a matter of fact, it allows too much air. If you go all the way around, though, it seals pretty good, pretty much for the most part, all the way around, except for, on my particular one, this gap right here. So the way I do it to close off that to control my airflow is I put a piece of foil in there. A little hard to do, one-handed. Basically, I shove a piece of foil in there, and that closes off my air supply, so I could actually hold my 225. 250 is what it holds. If I really pack this piece of foil in there, I can get down to 200 if I want to steadily. So that's my modification tips to my Brinkmann smoker. And I know they call it the ECB because El Cheapo Brinkmann, but to tell you the truth, after I've done my modifications, this has worked perfectly fine for me. Not a problem. Kind of like it. The other one I was thinking about getting was I forgot the name of it. It's Rocky Mountain Smoker, I think. The Weber's one, which is about almost like $500. So I think this one actually competes with that one now after I've done these. Alright, just a little video to get you an update. I'll be using this thing in a couple minutes.